BagFuel, baby.
BagFuel, we back. I'm here, Lil Driz, but it's the
This nigga
it's the perfect situation.
For this interview?
It's the perfect situation for this interview. I got my partner with me, of course.
Hynaken, represent Brooklyn. Let's go, baby.
And we got one of the few niggas, he don't really do interviews like that. You heard?
Yeah.
I had to call him, go and slide in his DM, pause, to make sure he was gonna be able to come up to the city and see what's really good. We got Gully TV in the MFN building. You heard?
Thank you for pulling up.
I appreciate y'all having me. My name is Jamil, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want. You want to be Jamil, you want to be
Everybody
Gully TV.
calls me Gully TV.
No.
As men,
You're Jamil now, since everybody call you that other shit.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
All right.
like men respect.
All right. Jamil Gully TV legend.
Yeah,
That's
so
my name.
S, man, he got questions for us too, man.
So go ahead, you start.
Yeah, let's start it off, B. Real shit, let's have fun with it.
So I can interview y'all?
Yes.
Go ahead, bro. I told you I came in here Driz. I'm ready to go.
Understand
I need
something.
I'm ready to go.
For the sake of decency,
Yes.
I have some questions.
Go for it.
First off, I told this gentleman, when it was first announced that y'all launched y'all own podcast, the way that it was portrayed online was as if y'all did some backdoor shit. I did a live stream and I was misinformed about certain things, especially you. I knew of his credentials from thisis50.com, but I wasn't aware of your storied career, right? But I wanted to ask you guys, did y'all have intentions of leaving BagFuel the whole time? I mean, leaving My Expert Opinion and going to do this the whole time?
Nah, we was doing this already. If you look at the first show that he was ever on, I tell people this, I was sitting down on the side with a mask on.
Okay.
And at the end of the show, Math asked him, is there anything that you would like to promote, Hynaken? And he was like, BagFuel. And Math was like, BagFuel, BagFuel, BagFuel.
Right.
It was
On
already,
camera.
On camera.
Yeah.
It was already going on. See,
And that was on My Expert Opinion.
the first
episode
the first episode
I
he
did.
was on. I wasn't on it. I was just in the.
That was
I just
September
sitting on the side.
2021.
Got it.
Hynaken,
Yo,
anything that you want to promote?
make sure you check out BagFuel, man. Myself and my partner Esso, we just giving the real. We talking about the business. You know,
That's funny. You should have brought him.
he's right there, man.
Oh, shit.
He always look different, yo. It's the hair. You know what I'm
Got the
saying?
mask on, you been sitting quiet.
I was just sitting there, and he asked Hynaken, "Where's your partner?" And Hynaken was like, "He's sitting right there."
Right.
And they was like, "Well, why you ain't say nothing?" I said, "Because I do relationship shows at the time.
Ed at the table, he was with.
I was doing 8, and Hynaken would always be there with me, but he would never say nothing.
Okay.
I wasn't on camera, but we support each other, bro.
Right.
So I would get my own shine. So when I went with him to the show, I was just like, I'm just gonna sit there and keep him company and let him get his own shine. Because even when they were saying so, I was like, yo, I'm not here for that. I'm just here to support him like he support me.
Okay. When this was launched, why was it, I don't know, people's perception online was like this was a double cross. Like y'all used him for a springboard, but like I said, I knew who he was from This Is 50. And if someone was misinformed like I was,
Yes.
it could look like y'all used Math to
On a surface level.
launch, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it looked online.
You want to answer?
No.
Ain't that how it looked
No,
online?
I'ma
I mean,
tell-
did people, was people saying
I'll
that?
answer.
I'm gonna say why I was dumbfounded. You answered, but let me say why I was dumbfounded. I was already on relationship shows going stupid
Millions
viral.
of views.
Okay.
Stupid viral on relationship shows to the point that when women were seeing me, Hynaken thought they was gonna pee on themselves.
Yeah, it's up. His wife was like, what's going on?
When I was doing relationship shows, this was real shit.
Yeah.
When I came to the show, what's Math girl's name?
Jenna.
Jenna said to me, I know Jenna's name, I've just been Driz. I told you that from the beginning.
Okay.
Jenna said, we know we have to pay you because she knew me from the other show.
Okay.
And you know when people do content, well, you didn't know about us, but most people that do content, they know other niggas is doing content whether they're blown up or not.
Okay.
So he knew we had BagFuel. So when he asked Hynaken where his partner was, he was referring to BagFuel.
Yeah, this is all on camera.
This is all on
not
camera.
made up.
All right.
Right?
Is there anything you promoting, bro?
BagFuel, Hynaken, we out here.
BagFuel, and go check it out, man.
BagFuel, we just didn't have the direction. we had went viral. That's part of pot, and I always tell people
Yeah,
that. So noise in the back is
it's
part of
all
pot.
authentic.
Right, it's authentic.
Right.
So we literally had BagFuel already, and we had went viral on some shit.
We was on Shade Room
on
with
some
Trina.
Nicki Minaj shit with Trina.
Yeah,
and
we had Neo as one of our first guests. This was all documented.
It was all documented. This was
We was
well
on Hot
before
New Hip Hop.
This was well
This
before
is 50 was posting us up.
We was on other platforms, but it was just working its way around.
Yeah.
Right.
Hynaken, you got anything coming up?
BagFuel, you know, always
BagFuel.
Yes, and then
Hynaken and Esso.
Right? When we got to that platform,
it's diesel fuel.
and what happened was it was just a synergy. We had the man that could film it.
Space goes.
We had the music business aficionado. We had the content aficionado. We had Math Hoffa, we call him the battle rap aficionado. And we would have Mecca, who was the rap aficionado, the backpack rap aficionado. Okay. And then we had Bigger that was talking about God.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have a melting pot of people, and in the melting pot, I was the one that everybody was like, yo, you're fucking bugging. Because I would argue with him, I would argue with him. I'd be like, this isn't how this go, because I was coming from a mainstream rap or music business thought process.
Got it.
Publishing deal,
Right.
major record deal, radio guy, promo run, you know what I'm saying? That's where I was coming from, and they wasn't coming from that. So I think that people was a little bit confused at first, but then when they got it, like it was when, and I'm gonna say it, okay, it was when the people like the flexes started being like, yo, this nigga knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I started to get that.
Then people started saying, well, if this nigga did, another nigga would be like, a music exec would be like, yo, he was really with us.
Yeah.
Then people would be like, you was really there? Yeah, I was in the trenches. I really managed Rock Wilder. I really managed Maya. And then they couldn't discount what he did in content because it was in your face.
Right.
Then you couldn't discount what Ghost was doing.
Yeah.
Or everybody else's shit was in your face.
Everybody's history was like, oh shit. It's like, I can't discount what you've done on YouTube, what you've done in the streets. It's like, it'd be like you're playing yourself, and that's really what happened.
Got it.
And for the general public, it looked like we came out of nowhere. And then as they figured out, oh, these niggas is legitimate, it started offending them. Because then people was like, other than 21 Savage, and I still had a link to him, everybody that came on the show, we had a connection to, for the most part.
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah,
I knew Young Berg. I was there when him and Mano finally had met after the whole incident. And I was like, yo, that shit was crazy. It could have went left.
Right. That's all I have for now. Everything else I'm gonna say. I'm saved.
So what about you? Because when I follow you, you be saying some blunt, wild shit on your gram.
Yo, you know what he said?
What?
He said, I don't really like a lot of media personalities.
I don't mean neither. I don't fuck with these
niggas.
See a lot of nigga shit.
I don't fuck with these content niggas. Like, I don't even watch content, bro.
A lot of low vibration.
I don't even watch content. But with you, with the shit that you be saying, when you say it, I'll be like, okay. And I'm gonna ask a question like, where the fuck is he getting his money from to be just like, yo, fuck everybody? I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Merchandising. I got two clothing brands. PA Knit. You might have seen a lot of people working the crochet. Hats. Made a lot of money from that. I'm on my third album, the Pillmatic series. I'm a published author. I just was in my first movie with Luke Steffen last year.
Salute to Luke.
I got my own podcast. I got the YouTube money. I got two websites. I got the hard copy CDs. I'm a hustler, man. So, in addition to that, I was a star basketball player growing up. So I came into this shit with my nuts hanging. Point guard. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a point guard too.
Yeah,
you
already know what time it is, man.
That's probably why we bought the point guard mentality.
That's what it is, the point guard
where you
shit.
from, though? Where you from originally?
I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you from PA? Okay, you know, I'm from Southside, but it's a basketball. I tell people, like, basketball, nigga, we different. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did it different. I came from playing baseball. I stopped playing baseball because there wasn't no bitches there.
Yeah.
It was the bitches
Basketball players was the only niggas going neck and neck with the drug. Yeah,
Yo, bro.
we was fucking the same bitches and shit like that.
Nigga,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yo, niggas don't understand me, bro.
They know,
That's
niggas
what I'm trying to tell
know.
niggas.
Niggas
There's
know.
something about with that pill. I tell niggas, I be like, yo, nigga, you can't fuck with me with the bitches. I was the star. I was the basketball
Niggas
player.
know, man. Them niggas
You
know
don't even
what time it is.
understand, my nigga.
Yeah, they know
Y'all
what
can do
time it
whatever
is.
you want to be
Yeah.
doing, my nigga. But when I dropped that 30 with this pill and
Yeah.
everybody's loving me,
Yeah, hold
and
that.
I'm walking around, hold that. Your bitch loves me.
Yeah.
Your bitch loves me.
hell
Yo,
yeah.
you just gotta understand that you can't do what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They know what's up,
it's a whole
man.
nother thing. See, me, Shaheem is my best friend, Coach Seton Hall. I came up with
Shaheem
Skip
Holloway.
to my Lou, Rafa. Rafa's my childhood
my man,
friend.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are the niggas. So you know I had the ball because these are the niggas that was in the backcourt with me.
Yeah.
My man 40 that went to Boston College. This is what it was. So my whole mind frame of sports is even different.
Right.
My man was the McDonald's All-American MVP.
With Kobe.
My other over Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
My other man transformed street basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with me, with being saying, yo, bro, like, oh, I don't know about you. You wouldn't know. I was
Right.
dropping my numbers. I was doing my thing, but I was with these two crazy ass
Right.
niggas. The MVP and the nigga who changed fucking street basketball. So you understand, but still the mentality and the swag and I still play ball to this day,
No
bro.
doubt,
On
man.
Tuesday and Thursday.
I got the tattoo of my arm. So one of my arms. I got dribble guard on
Yeah,
my
Tuesday
head.
and
Yeah.
Thursday.
That's where
You
dribble
know what I'm
dribble
saying?
comes.
Dribble guy, yeah.
Yeah.
My basketball background, and I had a morning show on YouTube called The Morning Dribble, and I always speak basketball, so they started calling me Dribble God, and it just stuck. After that, I just went on a tear interviewing NBA and street ball legends and shit like that. It just fit, man. Them niggas embraced me, and Skip is actually wearing a pair of basketball shorts that I designed in that New York City point guard documentary.
Yeah, I know the point guard.
He got my
You know,
shorts on,
Roc,
man.
I got a sports show and Roc Strickland, my co-host.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
called the
tune in,
crossover.
man. The first time that I started to, really take note of BagFuel was when you interviewed Biz, Anthony Hayward. Half man.
Half man.
Yeah, I love that interview.
Uh-huh.
Basketball is just everything to me to this day. I be intoxicated.
It's nothing like it, bro.
Yeah.
Just, even when I walk in the gym and I smell the court and sneakers and the basketball.
Yeah.
Just the sound of
Just to watch niggas. Yo, when I go to games, I be like, I want to go see niggas warm up. Niggas don't even understand it. Niggas
That's
want to come in the games.
organic.
Yo,
I want to
organic.
see niggas
Nah,
warm
Gully.
up, B.
Gully, you got to go to a couple of games with a Seton Hall and LIU. This nigga. So we went to LIU game. Spike
Right.
Lee is there, right?
Yeah.
So now they start playing. They up by 20. This nigga, if you don't start playing well, he starts.
Whether you have 20 or not.
He be
bro.
like, oh shit! Box out! Fucking rebound,
hell
pussy!
yeah.
Yo, you see?
Box the fuck out
Yo,
the
yo,
fundamentals,
yo.
yeah. You'll just naturally start coaching.
Yeah,
he
Because
gonna
you know
coach
what
it from
niggas
the
is supposed to be
sideline.
doing and what they not supposed to be doing.
There you go, nigga.
Nigga, Spike Lee turned around.
Spike Lee
Yeah.
turning around, but I'm like, yo, bro, I don't
But
care.
he in the mode.
I don't care if you up 20.
Yeah.
Put your foot on their neck now.
Yeah. Kill
Because
switch.
niggas come back from 20 points.
Easy.
Right.
So it's certain niggas that they can jump out the gym and all that. I'm like, yo, bro, if you can jump out the gym and you add boxing out to your game,
Up.
you could,
be
any
a 30
nigga could go
30
to the league
rebound
and be
nigga.
Rodman. You could be Rodman.
Yeah,
If you add boxing out to your game
Yeah.
and the will to win,
absolutely.
that's a whole nother thing.
yeah.
But since you know basketball, I just want to talk about how I picked I won money against him. I picked the Minnesota Timberwolves to beat the Lakers. It was an easy choice for me.
For real?
Because I said, I'm gonna tell you why. And this is why me and my Knicks, I'm a Knicks fan, we gonna struggle in the second round. I'm gonna tell y'all
I
why.
love what they doing right now.
I'm gonna tell you why. I love what they doing too, but we're gonna struggle in the second round. We're gonna struggle because I know what Karl Anthony Towns brings when spreading the court, right? But in the playoffs, when it's bully ball, I told him, the Lakers can't stop Anthony Edwards, and this is when Julius Randle and DiVincenzo is gonna shine. is playoff basketball.
Yeah.
Randall is one of them niggas, dump it down to him
Yeah.
and let him go to work. When everybody's worried about fouling and calling and throwing their arms up, Randall is one of the few players, he's not throwing his arms up asking what's going on. He's welcoming the contact.
No doubt.
And you need that when
He
you're
got the
trying
body
to
for it.
advance.
Yeah.
He got the body. He got the frame for it. And he's left-handed.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
I'm glad that Dante is flourishing with Minnesota.
Okay, me too.
When they broke him up from the, they had the they had the little that nucleus.
The Villanova boys.
The Villanova, yeah.
The big ragu.
Yeah, when they traded him and shit, I was a little bit out of shape about that.
Yeah.
But I'm a Laker fan. I'm almost
Gully,
in a depressive state right
now.
Gully, I didn't expect it to go. Yeah, I didn't expect it to go like that. But we do need a rim protector.
You ain't expected to go like that. Wait, hold on. Before you talk, Mr. LeBron, because this is LeBron's man right here.
I didn't see Rudy Gobert getting 27 and 20.
I didn't see him
That's
getting.
ridiculous.
I didn't see him getting
Crazy.
27 to 24. But the one thing that I told Hynaken when the season started, I said JJ Redick being a rookie coach is gonna hurt them. I said because I'm not putting a rookie coach in the hand. I'm not putting LeBron in the hands of a rookie coach in his twilight years. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I get it.
Just because of his twilight years.
Yeah.
Here's the issue, right?
I'm not doing this. Luka, let me just say this other thing. Luka, LeBron, or Austin Reeves can't check nobody. I'm going by all three of them niggas to the bucket.
Right.
I'm going by all three of them niggas to the bucket right now. At 48 years old, you can't stop me. I'm going to the bucket at will.
Right.
All right, so if I'm going to the bucket at will at 48, what's the Jack Rappers doing at 22 years old, bro?
The issue is with Luka. I heard an disgusting stat. His rookie year, he had 25 dunks. You know how many dunks he's had in 2 years, bro?
20. 2.
So what's that? Indicative that he's not attacking the basket?
No, his physicality, his conditioning, based on how he's not taking care of his body,
explosion.
He's about to be done in probably 3 years, bro.
Right.
Only 2 dunks in over 2 seasons.
And he like 6'9" or 6'8", right?
6'10".
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You understand what I'm saying?
no excuse for that.
Even, so
he ain't finishing off the break because he's slow. See, my thing with Luka was when I told him, look, I said he slows the game up for everybody. You know why he survived to me with the Mavericks? Because you had Kyrie to speed the game up.
Right.
So when Luka was going slow, think about what Brunson did for them when Luka got hurt and he brought to my attention. Brunson speeded the game up for the Mavericks.
And now you see the results on the Knicks.
This game needs to be sped up, bro. And he's a slow down
He does
player.
play slow. He does.
I like your take on what happened with Shedeur Sanders, man. How you explained it.
Right.
The process. Like, what do you think he needs to do to really captivate? Because he has the #1 selling jersey.
He got great a great motivational factor.
Absolutely.
To go in the gym and train and sing. Make sure he in great conditioning. Learn the system, learn the playbooks. And just make himself, coaches, they got pretty good judgment on who got the fire and who don't.
What's up, S?
You know what I'm saying? They got 5, I believe they have 5 quarterbacks there. Deshaun Watson, he's not
hurt.
Play.
He's
Flacco is old.
That's who I think has the
advantage
inside track because of his experience.
Yeah.
But
he's 43.
Shedeur should go in there.
What about the 3rd round pick? That's what I wanted to ask you. They drafted the white boy in third round.
Oh, they
Gabriel, or what his name?
The whole process of that draft, I believe, was to Deion Sanders has grown to become like a Michael Jordan type guy in the NFL. Like I was taking note of all of the Hall of Famers, Joe Montana and all these different guys. Deion is way more popular and probably powerful than all of them.
Maybe combined.
Yeah. No, it's not even close. And this is post-football. Like he continued to, after football.
He's bigger now, I think, than he was playing. He was the fucking god when he was playing.
Right.
Yeah.
So these franchises are owned by very powerful people with attitudes,
Egos.
egos, you know what I'm saying?
Audacity.
And
We
they,
know
they,
what-
they might have a perception on how they feel niggas should act.
Yeah.
And Dion don't fit. He don't.
He don't fit the bill.
No,
Never.
hell no. So basically, whoever Shedeur was gonna go to, whatever team he goes to, they have to deal with Dion too. They're gonna have to deal with Dion. Everybody. And
The city.
the city, the coaches, in negotiation for how much they pay him. He's
Did you see what Shiloh said? He got an agent because evidently people don't want to deal with his father type of shit. Like,
I could believe
It's tricky
that.
with Shiloh
I could
because
believe
Shiloh
that.
he be
cracks,
playing around.
he crack jokes like that. So
Yeah.
you don't like he like
But
plays
even with
What's
behind jokes, it's a lot of truth behind jokes,
facts.
nigga.
I agree.
All right, and because he's the nigga's son, he can say whatever the fuck he want to say.
But-
he can be funny, but it's true.
In sports,
I believe so.
There are certain rules that you have, you know. And when Dion was on the punt team, they said, you know, at a certain yardage, you let it go out of bounds,
Yeah.
or you don't run it back. So one day, one of the punters kicked it to Dion, and he ran it back.
Right.
And then they asked Dion, "Why'd you go for the touchdown?" He said, "Disrespect. I'm that nigga, and he kicked it to me. He ain't think I can do that.
Yeah.
He had to learn. This is
Right.
who I got to deal with.
Right.
He could have let it go out of bounds and
And
get the yardage.
Shedeur is a lot like
Yeah,
Dion.
he's his son's father.
What throws people off? Why people be like, yo, he stepped into the meeting room. He said that. I could see him saying that because he's the cool, cocky nigga.
Right.
Dion is more outward and brash.
Yeah.
But Shedeur seems to feel like, yeah, I'm just like him, but because he's that way, I can be this way. That's my dad.
You seen what he did to Angel Reese?
Yeah, he did. He did
Yo,
on,
I was
but
like,
and we all know he did it on purpose.
Exactly.
But he was so smooth with it. That's when I say, yo, that nigga right there, that's a
Yeah.
dangerous nigga. And then to be able to, when he didn't get drafted, and I'm gonna say this, he didn't look like he was faking to me. When he was like, yo, you know, better things happen. This is God. You know, you can tell when niggas be really just talking that God stuff and everything's gonna be okay and they go home crying.
Yeah.
I looked at him like he gave me the impression. I don't know, like I know why this is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm cool.
He immediately, after he finally got drafted, he said he felt that there was some things that he did prior to the draft that he could have did differently.
I didn't hear him say that.
I think he was referring to I think he didn't do one of the combine workouts or something like that. I think that was one thing. That draft room that they had, that was crazy. That was crazy.
With the chain and
That was
shit.
that was too
It was a party in there.
Yeah, he had all of the hats of the teams that could
Whichever
possibly.
one.
Yeah, whoever would drive him, he gonna go over to the wall and get the hat.
And
put
he
it on,
actually
like-
see it ready to go get the hat to bring it
Yeah,
over.
he gonna put this on social media.
It's fire, but it's fire, but the powers that be is
Like,
That's automatic marketing for y'all.
yeah, but they don't get that.
Hey,
But
like,
you know
who
what
do
it-
you
but-
think you are?
But
There you go.
Yeah, it's automatically marketing for me, but I don't need your marketing. I need you to be a nigga in your place.
I always said the NFL is about the badge and the NBA is about the stars.
The NFL is the plantation.
Yeah, that's why I said the badge.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
oh, I got
They
it.
I
I
just
showed it.
being for the people on the camera because
You're
they
right.
don't know what that means.
You're right. I caught that one.
It's the plantation.
How do you feel about the media space? Because, you know, we touched on it, no pun intended, but
You talking about online or just in general?
in general, let's
Both.
Yeah.
I love sports, right? I
Mhm.
love music. I love fashion. I believe in some regard, it's a lack of authenticity when it comes to opinions. I think people will say out of their mouth what they feel is going to go over well online instead of
I
saying
totally
the truth.
agree.
Instead of saying the truth or instead of interjecting their real personal opinion. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of low vibrational content. It seems like
What's low vibrational? Because these people don't understand. You know they do heads.
Hoodlum
You know they do. You know they do heads. Watch
It's like this.
So you got talking layman's terms, my
Talk
nigga.
that fly
I
talk.
stand for hip hop, sports, and fashion. D Nice said on Self-Destruction, to teach to each is what rap intended. I feel that music and media coverage has deviated away from the each one teach one philosophy the Guru spoke about, the KRS-One spoke about. I feel that it's really bad. If you go online and see what dominates media, it's not music. Often,
Controversy.
people who call themselves a hip hop platform, they don't talk to the artists about music. They don't talk to the artists about creating music. They don't talk to the artists about legacy. They want to know about some hoodlum shit. And I know that these types of conversations are what gets the clicks and, you know, a lot of comments and shit
Driving
like
the
that.
engine.
But how can you call yourself a hip hop platform or hip hop media outlet when you're not covering hip hop music? I ain't with that. I ain't with that.
Yeah, it's
Very few platforms.
Because they say it's a culture. What about people who would say it's not about the music, it's a culture? I dress hip hop, I live hip hop, I am hip hop. That's why it's hip hop.
I feel that if we talking hip hop, it should be those elements: the breakdancing, the graffiti, the MCing, the b-boy.
But what about the evolution of hip hop? We had Ralph McDaniels on today.
Okay.
This would have, to be honest, this would have been dope to have Ralph on with you because it would.
Oh my God.
This would have been. We didn't even think about that, bro. But that would have been dope because Ralph was on some shit like, yo, hip hop's gonna change. I'm like, it's gonna change. It's not gonna be what you're saying. It has to change into something else.
Right. And what is he?
This
what
is
it
the
gonna
change. We don't own. He said because we don't own it.
It's a hip hop show
That we don't own it. He said 50 years of hip hop show that
And
we
on any
don't
scale or level.
own hip hop,
Okay.
nigga.
Us who stand for authenticity in hip hop, we have to make sure that we relaying the proper messages. Black folks don't listen to Eminem. We not with that. We don't like it. There was LeBron. I just said. Hold on. I just said a minute ago. You have people who act and say things that's gonna go over well with the populace.
But I'm not
telling the
thinking you're going
truth.
against your Laker brethren, though. I thought you.
Man, I'm gonna tell the truth.
there you go.
I'm gonna tell the truth. We don't listen to Eminem. We don't listen to Eminem.
I don't listen to him. There's
We
a couple
don't
songs
listen.
I liked. I like Stan. I like
I
Renegade.
thought Stan was dope as fuck. Whenever I hear it,
I
that's
like
the one with
Stan.
Elton John,
You know what
right?
Yeah, I forgot, but Stan was
Ditto or somebody like that.
You know what
He
it
had,
is?
he had a couple joints. I'm gonna say he had 4 or 5 joints that I could identify.
He had his
Yeah.
moment in time. And remember
Yeah.
when I said things are seasonal?
Right,
You know, and there was a part when he was seasonal and black people had interest.
right.
But has it trickled over and stayed over? No.
Hip hop is supposed to be governed by the cool table. You feel me? Excuse me? This is what's real. The cool table has always set the trends. Hip hop has a look.
Kanye's the cool table?
Hell nah, he's not a part. Hell nah,
Trying for a fucking
nah. He was not. He was not a part of this. He was not a part of this. Kanye is somebody else. He has some joints. He has some songs.
Seasonal.
They try to make it like he had this great influence on fashion. I missed it. We've been getting fresh. We've been wearing polo. So where was it? Where was him and was the other guy, Virgil? What was their significance in trend setting in hip hop? That's some shit that was created online, some popular, this new weird shit, man. Like again, man, we gotta stick to the fundamentals, man. I believe that a hip hop artist should dress fly. I believe that. I believe that. I don't know it to be any other way. That's how it was given to me. hip hop has a
Niggas
look.
gotta dress fly.
Music,
Yo,
music,
I'm just saying. If
I
we,
like to say that in the
Uh-huh.
90s, you could listen to that music, man, and you knew what you had to go buy. You knew what, you could listen to it. You could listen to that shit. You could listen to it, and you knew what you had to go buy from the store to wear and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen to that shit. This is Averex music. You know what I'm saying?
This is Vanson
Yeah,
music.
this is Army fatigue music, man. Like, this is beef and broccoli.
BBS music.
Yeah,
Mac and
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I believe that it's just gotten, it just turned to something
It's
else.
technology. Could it be technology? Because we blaming the kids and we blaming the creators. Is it technology? Everybody wants things fast, Gully, right? You don't have time to make a work of art because these doodle heads.
I 100% agree with that.
You can't
this
make
music
the work
has
of-
no
so
hang
you-
time.
So if I'm an artist, my back is up against the wall. I know you're an aficionado and you want me to make great music, but you're older and this nigga is the one that's streaming and buying my shit.
Right.
And if I don't put a record out every 2 weeks, he not fucking with me. Wait, where do I go, bro?
I believe
Tough situation.
we got to stick to hip hop sounds dope. The beats are dope. It's a lot of changes for what that has happened. They don't put 3 verses on songs anymore. A lot of people only
Attention span.
They don't want to listen,
They only
Gully.
they only do 2 verses. And this is, we got to stick to.
See, he's younger.
It's
He
whack,
think 3
bro.
verses is whack.
Listen, I listen
Why?
to shit. He got hard beats. At the third verse, come on, you be like, God damn, why ain't the record coming out?
Look how fast that's shifted. That only took.
See, we used to wait for the third verse.
Yeah,
we used to wait for the third
I want to
verse.
hear some more of this shit.
But listen,
like,
yo, but he's younger.
Hold on. You know,
If you want-
that's
yeah.
not fair. You ain't complained that Kendrick had 3 verses on Not Like Us.
I don't like Not Like Us. I'm not gonna go
He's
there.
weird.
if you don't want a third verse, it ain't good dope. You gotta if it's good dope.
I'm just saying.
I want a hit.
What's going on?
I want a
right now,
dose.
it's not
Yeah.
going on.
You know what I'm saying?
It's too long.
Maybe has society,
What's up?
fellas, has society changed?
I
We're
think
not
so.
changing with it. It's like niggas who still wearing bell bottoms and Timbs. and 2 X's. You not doing that, nigga. You fresh.
You fresh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not wearing bell bottoms. My shit fit, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this nigga still wearing bell bottoms and Timbs.
And we be like, they out of touch.
Yo, is the 3-verse song bell bottoms and Timbs?
No.
Yo, I'm saying, bro. Bro, man, yo, let's keep it real. We gotta be about the same age because we talking the same language.
Everybody don't have to conform, man. Like, that's some new
But
shit.
not conforming,
That's
it's
some new shit. That's some new shit.
Absolutely.
But what's wrong with the new shit, Gully? If the new shit, niggas was doing 2 verses that was fire, you know what you'd be saying? I don't really fuck with the 2 verses.
Let's speak
but
of
it's
some
fire.
people that's popping right now in music, like Roc Marciano.
Roc Mars, yes.
Rome. Hold on. I'm just
He be
saying.
with them.
I
He be
get
with
it.
them
I
niggas.
get it. But if he gave us 3 verses, we gonna appreciate it. That's
Get into it.
that's
Keep it
his
moving.
that's his personal prerogative.
He can do 3
You dig what I'm saying? And guys like him have a lot of influence. Guys like Roc,
Yeah.
he have a lot of influence on this new
I
body.
didn't know how much influence he got, but he does.
Yeah, he
Fashion
does. He does.
From
he
the
does.
bud.
I mean,
yeah.
can I jump
up?
in because we gonna argue about Roc Marcy because Ghost is getting into it, right? How does Roc Marcy and them get their shit out? Why are they so popular? Like, where are they going? Where are they putting their music at?
Direct
And their project? How?
A lot of that shit is like direct to
And then it's
consumer.
streaming. So it's direct
Yeah.
first, and then streaming,
Yeah.
and then vinyl and all that.
And then what happens is people like Beyonce play a song. It might not land on our radar. Rihanna will be like, I'm
overseas is
playing.
going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay, why is it going crazy? Why is that?
They like him. They want to wear bell bottoms and Timbs.
He not wearing bell bottoms.
No, he's
they
giving
want
Look,
That music,
They
that
still like
music.
that.
There's
Okay,
They'll listen to
okay,
pre-verse.
it's working over there, right?
Yes.
And it's popular over there, and it's making money over there, right?
Yeah.
But people are liking it here. It's just not.
guys-
It's just not.
It's still
Yo,
new.
listen,
It's
because
still-
Shorty from California, the one that went to school with me, the Japanese and black one, the
Yeah.
dancing vibrant thing, Roc Marcy, she's like, yo, you gotta get Roc Marcy on BagFuel.
yeah.
And I'm looking at her like, you listen to fucking Roc Marcy? And she's like, yo, the only hip hop nigga I listen to right now, she said, is Roc Marciano.
It's still a current sound with the old flavor.
Yeah.
What's the current sound part of it? Is it
Two
the
verses, nigga, we out. Like,
Yeah.
it's still the format of a current record.
He just one of them, just
With
like
the
with
oldest-
Benny,
with the oldest-
Westside, they found that pocket to where they resonate to a younger audience, a current audience, and an older
I
audience.
call that the new underground, right?
New Underground?
That those guys that you mentioned,
Yep.
like 38 Spesh, Benny,
38 Spesh
Rome
understands it.
Streets, and all of them. That body of music is what has kept me
In hip hop?
in hip hop. I've been working with them type of guys for a minute, right? And you asked me where is this nigga making money at? This is from being in this body amongst these guys that's in the underground, working with these dudes. And I go in their studios and these niggas got vinyl records everywhere and shit.
Pressing it up.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm asking them niggas, man, like, is it really money in that shit? They said, hell yeah.
Stack Selected had to
These
put
niggas-
us on
these-
too.
these
He know,
niggas-
nigga.
Soon as that shit drop, Ason Eastwood is an artist I was
Niggas is
working with.
flying in to buy different vinyls and giving these niggas
They got
mad money.
they got a specific like website that everybody, all the
But
underground
why
niggas
do you think this
do,
is
do a deal
happening?
with them
Gully.
because ain't nobody get no money in
But
streaming.
Gully, niggas, but Gully, Gully.
Ain't
No,
let
I
them-
gotta say this. Niggas ain't even playing the records they buying though. Niggas is just getting them signed and not playing them and putting them
All right,
on the
hold on. Listen,
Collector's
hold on.
items.
They're
You're not a
playing
collect.
them.
You're not a collect.
They're art piece.
There you go.
The artwork on these joints.
No.
I know that. That's what I'm just saying.
Gully. Let me make it personal for you. I'm gonna do it in reverse. You're buying jerseys that are only $40 to frame them up and get them signed by niggas who don't play basketball. In their spectrum, that's ridiculous.
Right.
So take it back. That's why they're selling the vinyl and signing it and putting it up.
It's almost like
Yeah.
a collector's item.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? If I want to listen to this
Heirlooms.
shit, it's on
It's gonna be a special day.
It's on YouTube.
Or it's gonna be a
it's on
special
streaming
day. I'm
sites.
gonna buy one of them records.
I'll give you one. Al just put all his whole catalog in the shit so it can be graded. Every one of his albums is graded.
What you mean graded? What's
Like how they grade baseball cards. This is an A rating of a card. It worth this much. Every one of his albums is graded.
Wow.
I seen dudes selling cassettes, and don't nobody got no tape deck no more. But you can get a lot of these underground guys. They should come on cassette.
Call me.
Shrink wrap.
I got DJ. I got DJ Clue backstage, autograph sign, wrapped and everything, ready to go. Call me. It's right in my drawer.
I've told guys for years. I was telling guys that songs that didn't get a video that was the shit. You can do the video right now, and just as soon as I started to speak about this, Juvenile did 400 Degrees and put it on World Star, and that shit went crazy.
He did a video for 400 Degrees.
Yeah, this is a song, and that CD came out in 98 or 99. And he did a music video for that shit like last year, and that shit went boom, straight up.
That's how niggas listen to music. Niggas in the hood don't buy Apple Music or Spotify. Nigga, they put YouTube on and leave the shit running.
That's it.
So your video's in there. They listen to that record anyway. Might as well.
Imagine Nori and Nas having a video for Bodies in the Trunk.
Nigga.
Yo.
nigga.
I've been telling dudes
Or
to
Nas and AZ doing a record for what was they shit? What was Nas and AZ shit? One of the shit.
More money, more murder,
More
more
money, more
homicide.
murder, more homicide.
Just
right
classic
now, all
songs.
his old niggas.
And
That
just
shit
put it
would
on
be
YouTube, or you can put it on your website and say you got to subscribe to watch this video. Like,
Yeah. Put it behind a paywall.
Yeah, you paid attention to Benny and
it
them a lot.
forced. I was the first person that was interviewing them niggas. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm like 80 miles from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, because you come the other way. You come the back way. My mom
yeah.
was from Pittsburgh, so I know
That
you
whole,
that way.
I call it the I-90 corridor. That whole Buffalo, New York, Rochester, Syracuse.
I used to be out there.
interviewed all of them niggas first.
Why? Was
This
there
is why.
money in that?
This is what happened actually with me. I was beefing with some niggas from Philly called OBH. They ended up going to jail. This is AR Ab and those guys. He got 45 years. I was beefing with them. Niggas was so scared of them niggas people wasn't trying to do interviews with me. Like they didn't want to piss them niggas off and shit like that. Like
I heard them niggas had rocket launchers.
They had
and shit.
motherfuckers scared to death, right?
Niggas had rocket launchers, nigga. I know about them niggas, bro.
It was so taboo to be fucking with Gully TV during this feud I had with them niggas. I had to go to parts unknown. I start interviewing niggas from Trenton, New Jersey, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, Camden, Washington, D.C. I even had to go as far as the Bay Area. But while I was interviewing these guys, when I first encountered Benny the Butcher, his name wasn't Benny the Butcher. His name was just Benny. And I believe that it was an acronym, Best in New York or something like that. That's what it stood for. And I discovered him again after I had interviewed him way back in the DVD days. And what happened was there's a legendary cipher that was on YouTube. It was called the Trust Gang Cipher. And it's 38 Spesh, Benny, Green Double. It's all of these electrifying MCs. And while during this time, only person that was popping in New York as an artist was like Troy Ave and I think maybe Pop Smoke. New York wasn't really popping at the time. Them niggas from upstate New York, they never stopped doing what they calling it boom bap now or whatever. They never stopped rapping like East Coast niggas. They never got into the auto-tune shit. Them niggas was rapping like Mobb Deep and the Wu the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And it just gradually started to pick up steam. It did. I remember I was like interviewing them guys and they was on my DVDs. Like the last couple of years of DVDs, they was on my DVDs and it was nothing. And a guy from Rochester told me, yo, you ever heard of Westside Gunn? And I'm like, no. And he played it for me. He was like, this is gonna be the nigga. And I'm listening to him like, he kind of sound like Ghostface or something like that, right? And sure enough, within 90 days of him telling me that, they was with
Roc Nation?
No,
with
Eminem,
yeah. And Benny was on Trust Gang at the time. Benny was with 38 Spesh.
He was signed 38. 38
right.
told me.
All right, boom. Yeah, Benny was with 38. When them niggas ended up getting their situation with Eminem or whatever, he went back and signed with, I believe those are his cousins, Conway and West. I believe those are his relatives. Like they blood.
Oh, okay.
Boom. So
yeah,
he
Conway
left the Trust
and
Gang.
Westside, they're brothers.
Yeah, he left the Trust Gang and went back and got with them. And when them niggas started to do them rounds on these freestyle funk flex and all of that, I just watched that shit like literally spin out of control because people wanted that. And I would always tell guys that I filmed, just rap, just cut on the beat and just rap. And they would always say, no, you can't make money like this. You gotta make songs. But that's not how them niggas got on. Them niggas got on rapping off of classic beats and shit like that. They made people catch up to their body of work.
Are they anomalies though?
They made people catch up to what they was doing.
Yes, I'm an answer for Gully. They are anomalies.
I don't think them dudes are wrong, but
another thing they did
what's up?
Was something that I had never seen before in music. Normally when people get their record deal, whatever, they'll go and put on maybe their friends or somebody new that's popping. Them niggas went back and start putting on niggas that they looked up to. Cool G Rap. Guys from the Wu, like them guys from upstate New York was the first guys who was in position, had the spotlight on them, who decided to start resuscitating people who didn't have no motion at the time. You seen 38 go and start fucking with Ransom. Ransom was cooked. He was cooked. He was cooked. He was a DVD guy. He was with Desert Storm or whatever, and it just didn't work out. Spesh, when it got him, boom, breathed life into him. He went and did the Son of G-Rap shit, breathed life into G-Rap. He started fucking with Fred the Godson, breathed life into Fred. Like, I watched them start doing work with people who had their time might have been passed.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And while this is going on, and I was inspired by it too, I watched Westside Gunn go on a tear as far as merchandising go. I covered his grand opening for his store in
Buffalo?
and in the Galleria. It was called Buffalo Kids. It was like an art gallery, but it had all types of sweatshirts and, you know, merch. And I covered that shit. It was a line in the mall, way down the hallway, almost out the door. It was people who slept outside the night before, people who traveled from all over the place to come and buy these sweatshirts and shit like that.
Why was it so big? Was it they were so hot? What was his marketing crazy? What caught your eye about it?
He did something that I thought was creative. He combined hip hop and him being a fan of WWF wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
He made
the
these.
fourth rope.
Yeah, he made these sweatshirts and shit, man. And he just it was art. It was art. It was
storm,
art.
though.
And
Everybody said, I didn't see him, but it's so legendary. I know about
when
it.
it
and haven't
happened,
seen
I seen it.
Like
I seen
what he
it.
did with Sid Vicious and put the eye.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he
that
did
was-
all of that, right? And I went to that store and I covered that shit. I'm out there with my camera. I was like, God damn, this looked like a drug store. It looked like a drug block in the mall, man. Like people was coming to cop. And it was a lot of white people. I was like, God
because that's
damn.
the WWF. That's the cross marketing right there. Is with the wrestlers.
combined
You gonna bring
it,
the white
yeah,
people.
with hip-hop.
I just realized that the white people is gonna stand online. The niggas ain't standing online.
It
Once
was
you
a
said
lot of white
WWF
people.
and you said white people, I said that's the thing that I say. I got a school that I teach, right?
Mm-hmm.
On every Thursday from 7 to 8, school, SKOOL, school app, ESSO, university, sign up. It's $47 a month. And I tell people, like, when you doing your thing and you pressing forward, it's all about finding where your market is at and exploiting that market.
Yeah. I've
It's
watched
about
them
working.
guys in the
It's about
underground.
working the fuck out of it. And I just want to say that black people don't plan.
Right.
We don't go home and we don't think about ourselves. And I told this story many times. I'm not gonna say the people's names, but when we started potting, 2 women came out the radio station and said, "Yo, you got a great voice, but you gotta market yourself like a rapper." I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant, but I stayed at home for 90 days and smoked weed and thought about what they were saying, and I figured it out.
I
You
had
know
to
what
do
I'm
the
saying?
same thing. I had to do the same thing.
You got to figure out how to put yourself out
Yeah.
there, and you have to figure out how to market yourself. His marketing plan and sitting down thinking. I urge black people, think. Go home. We don't think about ourselves.
We think about everything else.
We
but
think about
ourselves.
everything else and what she could do. You know what? She knows women. She can help me sell some shit. I don't need to be thinking about the fuck she got to be going on. I need to be thinking about the women that I know.
Right.
And who's gonna buy the shit because of me. Think about myself first and what I can do instead of reaching out to what somebody else can do.
Right.
So if you decide to do it for me, you extra. I ice cream on top of the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems like that what Westside Gunn did was a lot of thought. I'm seeing niggas smoking
thinking ass
weed
nigga, yeah.
and saying, how we gonna sell this shit? Black people don't buy
It
shit.
helps to look good in it. That's what I did with.
Oh, it helps to look good
That's
in
what
it.
I did with PA Knitted. I started that by accident. I went and grabbed. My mom got dreadlocks, and my head wasn't shaved at the time that I was about to get on a live stream. So I was looking for a hat to put on my head, and one of my mom's little knit hats that she put on her dreads was, laying on the arm of the couch, and I just picked it up, put it on my head, and rolled it up, and got on live. And niggas was in the comments like, "Yo, that joint, that crochet hat you got on, that's kind of wavy." So I'm like, "For real?" So after the live stream, I went and looked at myself in the mirror and shit, and I started to like
Shit kind of cool.
play with it and
I
shit.
fuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with it and
Niggas
shit.
gonna make some shit fly, boy.
I'm like, I gotta get another one of these that really fit my head, because hers, she had dreads, it was kind of long. So I went and got another one. I went to a thrift store and got another one and rolled it up, and it was matching the outfit I had on. I put my jewelry on and everything, frames,
Wavy.
and got back on. And niggas was like, yo,
I need that hat, bro.
that's how it
I
happened.
need that.
It happened just like that.
I need that. I already see the video, bro. I need that, right?
It happened
Where
just
you
like
cop
that.
from PANet.com, fool.
That's how PANet.com was launched, just like
You
that.
say you got a question for Ghost as we close this out. You wanted to ask some.
I can ask you on film, but I'm definitely gonna ask you on my camera when we get off of here.
Oh, you got your camera with you too?
Yeah, I got iPhones
Wow,
with
this nigga, wow.
me. There was a live
nigga's
stream
wild.
conducted the other day.
Do it afterwards.
All right.
Yeah, he don't want. They don't like to talk about that stupid shit around me because I hate when they talk about that nigga. So he don't want. I don't like when they talk about, because all y'all, when y'all ask questions about this nigga, all y'all doing is breathing life into a nigga. See, one dude hit me and said, "Yo, y'all not kicking his back in like y'all should." I said, "I don't want to kick his back in. Let a nigga die slow death."
I'm gonna tell you the what was like the finishing move, or what's a form of kicking his back in. When y'all was on here with, I think it was Beanie Man the other day. That was Beanie Man, right?
Oh no, yeah.
Y'all just did a Rastafarian guy, didn't y'all?
We did Beanie Man, we did David O, and we did Akon.
That is getting in a nigga ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to
That's what I'm
kick
saying.
a nigga. You don't have to kick a nigga. Just put out some dope ass content.
Thank you.
I'm styling on you. Cause when I seen the Beanie Man joint, I'm like, they getting in his ass. Like, they getting in his ass. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that's missing from media is originality. And I struggle and fight with this because I don't want it to take shape on my platform. When you look online, a lot of people are interviewing the same people. You dig what I'm saying?
Following the chicken.
The guests, yeah, like
they going on promo run. Let me get you.
Yeah, I don't do that. If I see you on somebody else shit, I don't want nothing to do with you and shit.
But we
You know
doing
what I'm saying?
favors for niggas now too, because they're people that looked out for us.
Right.
So when people is on a promo run, we take them.
If somebody's promoting a project or something that they're selling, I believe that's marketing and promotion. But when you see niggas go from platform to platform to platform, you done already told your story, nigga.
The whole show.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's the Chitlin circuit. You know what I'm saying? You done already told your story, it ain't no more good. So when you see some fresh content, when you see somebody that you haven't seen, that's refreshing, and I think that's the biggest flex online. There's not really it's not really, when I first started doing media, we was the shit for what we was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember that? We was the shit for that.
Yeah.
But now every motherfucking body want to do it, or everybody's doing it. And it kind of removed some of the prestige in what we do. It you know what I'm saying? It did.
It's part of the evolution, you know?
You know what I'm saying? So I fight against that shit, man. Like I do anything I just interviewed Big Dubes from the Sporty Thieves. There's stories out there that's fresh. But sometimes because people be having a lack of actual expertise in this craft, they just interview the first nigga they see, man, or they interview, okay, he just is on there, I'm gonna interview him too. They don't be, Fat Man Scoop was my man, he passed away. One of the things that Fat Man Scoop has really been out of shape about privately was he wasn't on nobody's platform. He wasn't on Drink Champs. He like, man, I'm a legend, man, I did this, I did that. And people weren't taking note of his greatness. And there's people amongst us who deserve acknowledgement for their contributions. I ran into Nikki D right outside here. I took a picture.
With Nikki D.
She told me to tell y'all what's up. But I'm just saying, you know, my people, she asked, she was like, who is she? I'm like, she's the first female artist
On
signed
Def
a
Jam.
Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
That should be known amongst the new generation. They should know about Nikki D. But these people who have hip hop platforms, they're not doing hip hop. They're not.
But
they're not
in
pushing.
defense of that though, Gully, I done spoke to Nikki many times and we just didn't merge on time and everything because she's doing her own thing too.
Right.
So it don't have to necessarily be that people don't want her. She's still a rapper and a personality.
Yeah. I was just using her hypothetical.
No, but I'm just saying, you right. I'm not saying, but I'm saying some of these people is in situation. I'm gonna tell you another thing. The most difficult niggas to get on here is the old niggas. I don't even want to tell you how the nigga from Mobb Deep had us waiting around, had us waiting around, and then we waited for 2-3 hours for him, and then his manager was like, we don't know, and he didn't even know we was coming. We sitting up there waiting for this nigga for 3 hours, nigga.
I go berserk.
But this is what I'm saying. So a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest, it was a period of time and it was old niggas. I was like, I'm not fucking with them niggas.
Yeah.
Cause them niggas be acting real crazy, bro.
It be certain guys,
old niggas.
Guys like him, and not to disrespect it be the niggas who know their relevance. They know I'm a giant. So
if I go on their platform, it's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, so I can do niggas any type of way. And this is one of the reasons you be seeing me talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because niggas be, I'm in media just
you
like you.
out here showing niggas love.
I'm in media just
you
like
crazy.
you, man. I'm in media just like you. And yes, I got an ego, and I'm a black man. And you showing your ass to me. Y'all rap about street shit. Y'all rap about black shit. But that's not who you are. Because if you is, you'll be coming to this black platform
fast.
empowering this black platform. You feel me? These niggas talk about shit that we grew up amongst.
That we doing, that we involved in,
so
that we know about.
So why aren't you here? Before long, I didn't, man, suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get like that.
It get like that.
My thing is, people pick and choose how they want to play it amongst black people. I would always say, I would watch people go to Vlad TV.
Yeah.
And yo, Vlad, turn on the camera. How you doing today? Yo, Vlad, I caught 30 bodies. There's 2 homicides. My mom's,
come on a black platform. What they do when they come on our platform and we ask them, what's the situation with you and your baby mom?
Don't disrespect me, nigga.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, they do it all the time.
I don't want to talk about me and my baby mom.
I call it the emasculation. They go on Vlad and let them pull their pants down.
But is it because Vlad's paying them? But Vlad is paying them to pull their pants down.
That's still emasculation.
That's emasculation.
But
if you don't have no,
not for black people. Not for black people. Black people, but if you pay me, I'll do whatever. If you're paying me, you're not a man.
Can a nigga pay you to do something you ain't gonna do?
We're not talking about me.
Yeah, that's
emasculation. Niggas can't pay me for shit.
If a nigga say he gonna do some more shit for some money, that's who you are.
Niggas can't play me for niggas.
I see people go on Vlad all the time, musicians, and he don't talk to them about music.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that.
His reoccurring guest, his reoccurring guest, he'll bring a reoccurring guest on there to talk about a nigga who done turned him down. Like he'll pay a nigga to get on there. Come on, we about to talk bad about Nas.
You know why?
Because he won't get on my platform. You know what I'm saying? Like
that nigga need money.
He does suck his shit.
Money. All these motherfuckers, everything I say is about money. Every time that a black man or our hip hop or anybody get exploited, it's always the niggas who need money.
I'm not paying these niggas shit.
But these niggas,
I'm not.
These niggas, no, neither are we. But these niggas out here need money. Now imagine if you was willing to pay them niggas what they would do.
Bro, they be backflipping like fucking monkeys.
Yo, you crazy?
Yo, Gully, let me tell you how I pay my mother.
I paid Haitian Jack. I felt it was worth it.
That makes sense.
I ain't paying these niggas, man.
Listen,
I ain't paying these niggas, man.
I understand that.
It's certain niggas. Listen, it's certain niggas.
We put money in niggas.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say on camera because I don't know if they want me to say.
Some people are worth
niggas
it.
Don't even ask.
You know that you're gonna get your ROI, return on investment. You know you're gonna get it back. So I'm gonna push you that. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk it down. This shit gonna go. This shit gonna go on TikTok. This shit gonna go on Instagram Reels. This shit
That
gonna
nigga said,
Facebook
"I'ma
Reels.
walk it
Yeah, this
down,
shit gonna go on
nigga."
YouTube. Like I'm gonna
it's
get
gonna
my
hit the
money back.
circus.
I'm gonna get my money back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chop this shit up all kind of ways. Just like the dope game, man. We gonna cut all this shit up. We gonna bag all this shit up.
Yo, bro. I'm doing pop-up shops. I'm doing consultations. I'm hosting.
Yeah.
I'm throwing my own events, nigga. What are we talking about? I got my website. I'm selling sweatshirts, cookbooks.
That's what it's
I'm
turned
selling
into.
cookbooks,
That's what it's
nigga.
turned into. And this is what's necessary when we have a platform. If you visible online
Monetize it.
and you ain't selling nothing, man, if you just waiting for that YouTube get paid on the 21st every month, if you waiting for that check, if that's all you want, you bugging, man, because this
Sound
shit
like me.
This shit can end. It can end.
I tell my two niggas that, I'm so glad you're saying this. I tell my two niggas this all the time. If we are waiting for YouTube, we already lost the game, nigga. That mean, you know what that means? You a content nigga. And content niggas don't last. You see what happens with all the content niggas? I'm not gonna say their names on camera no more, because I ain't giving y'all niggas no motherfucking light ever again. I'm not landing my plane for y'all niggas. But off camera, I'ma talk about these niggas, because I've been calling him like, yo, I've been calling him specifically, content niggas don't last. People who put business to their content is lasting. These content niggas is doing skits and all that, they're running awry.
They be bugging, they be bugging, man.
They're not that funny.
Not that
Niggas
funny.
is catching keen that they're running awry, and I'm calling my man Hynaken, and I'm calling him saying, look at the new shows niggas is starting.
Yeah, look at this monkey.
Look at
this
yo,
monkey.
my God, this nigga. I said, look at this nigga, Hynaken. These niggas is in trouble, nigga.
Yeah.
Because they content niggas.
Yeah.
If you gonna rely on content, nigga, you cannot be hot. Where you gonna transition to? What are you gonna do later?
Right. YouTube, they will, they have the last say so on whether or not they want to allow you to monetize a video. One of my great interviews I did was with Curtis Schoon about the murder of Jam Master Jay. One of the videos, they totally didn't monetize it. They said it, you know, it doesn't meet the requirements or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get with YouTube's cousin.
You just gotta figure out how to get your money at these niggas, man. Some interviews I feel that they're worth the copyright violation.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because this video, even though it's not monetized, it has such magnetism. It's gonna bring people to the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna bring a flood of people to this channel to subscribe, and they gonna watch other videos that I
Catalog.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, introduce them to the catalog. So it's just about, you know what I'm saying, you just gotta be creative in your approach, you know what I'm saying? But it's content, man. It's the drug game, man. Like I approach it just like that.
Where did your approach come from?
With me, I started out as a DVD. Boom. In pursuit of finding a fresh story, something that was brand new. I was living on the West Coast at the time. I was in LA. I got a t-shirt made, said I want to interview Haitian Jack. Didn't know, I only knew what he looked like from the pictures with Tupac. But I'm just like, kind of like hearing shit about him. I'm like, this would be a dope ass interview. I didn't know that he was deported, nothing. I thought he was still in America somewhere. I wanted to interview Haitian Jack. Benny Boom seen me somewhere in LA with that t-shirt on. He working with Haitian Jack in the Dominican Republic at the time, and told him, yo, it's a nigga in LA walking around with your name on his shirt. I interviewed Haitian Jack. When I did that, every gangster, street nigga, kingpin, drug king,
be in your show.
they wanted to be on Gully TV. So I had a run of that. You know what I'm saying? I had a run of, you know, all the gangster content, and it opened. So many people was watching that shit that, you know, when I started to meet people, they already knew who I was. They was watching that shit. Like I interviewed Jason Weaver one of the first things he wanted to talk about was Haitian Jack. You know
Wow,
what I'm saying?
that's so random.
He couldn't
Jason
wait.
Weaver wanted to talk about
He
Haitian.
wanted to talk about Haitian Jack. He wanted to talk about Haitian Jack.
interesting.
I met Shaquille.
Gangsters make the world go round.
That's a fact.
People was just riveted by that story of this guy who got in trouble with Tupac, was on the song Against All Odds. That opened up a lot of doors.
Did he admit to shooting Pac on your shit?
He didn't do it. I ended up
I know the other nigga,
because I interviewed Jack. All of the other participants wanted daylight. They wanted daylight. Like I cracked that case, man. I cracked that case. Like, yeah, I ain't lying, man. Like, I'm like, God damn, man. Hey, I didn't ask for it, man. Them niggas just bungee jumped, man. Like, they all wanted to tell their story, man. Like, he was such a big deal, man. Niggas wanted that camera, man. Niggas wanted to be on.
Cloud.
When I interviewed him, I didn't even know all the way. I stayed with him. I interviewed him in the Dominican Republic. I stayed in his house for 4 days. I didn't know the magnitude of his gangster shit until I got back. Like, I knew, but I didn't know how.
I knew, bro.
I came back and his victims started to message me and shit.
The nigga's victim.
Yeah, the niggas that he robbed and shit.
He did it to me.
Man, they was coming out of the woodwork, man, telling me stories. I'm like, he did what? You serious? Like, they just wanted to tell, man. It was like they was going through some post-traumatic shit. Man, he tied me up. Like, he
tied me.
Like, it just came out of, and then Dexter just, I don't even know where Dexter came from, man. He just hit me up on Facebook one day. Yo, I'm Dexter Isaac. I got a book out, and, you know, I'm the nigga that Jimmy told us to rob him. And I'm like, for real? Started talking to him, and next thing I know, Jimmy calls my phone and shit like.
Yeah, Jimmy good for that one.
It just spun out of control, man. It did. Every gangster. I was meeting so many gangsters from Brooklyn who either was his friend or they had the. I never seen somebody who people was that fascinated with.
He was with Madonna and niggas. Like,
yeah,
he broke down barriers that niggas ain't think gangsters could break.
He did.
Down,
He did.
bro.
He did. And the fly shit, man. When you a fly nigga, man, you just hold prestige over other men. That's just it. That's just
It's like you said, it goes back to niggas been getting fly. Niggas been fly niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas always been niggas been fly niggas for a long time. If you not a fly nigga in this black community, you not that guy.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
And since we speaking of that, I used, my platform is predicated on hip hop, sports, and fashion. I use fashion conversations to open up every gangster that I met. Every gangster that I met. Even when I went to Haitian Jack's crib, the first hour that I was in his condo, we like had a face off. Like, I'm pulling out my clothes that I brought over there. And he running up the stairs.
Let me show you my shit.
Let me show you my shit. These is 1984 Gucci. He had the original Gucci's from like 84. Like, he wanted to talk about this shit. And we sitting in his living room talking about fashion and shit. And the same thing happened in DC with Sean Branch. And I'm online talking his fashion shit. And when I met Alpo, that's the first thing he wanted to talk about was clothes and shit.
And Dapper Dan.
That's the first thing he wanted to talk about.
Dapper Dan and Gucci and Harlem.
He just went on and on and on. LL Cool J. Biz.
Niggas came uptown for my shit.
You know that ring that Biz Markie had? Man, I took him to get that. Him and L. Like, he wanted to talk about that shit. Like, it always started from fashion. No bullshit. The ultimate conversation piece for black men.
I'm gonna remember that.
Straight up.
Because we never talk about fashion with niggas. I can open niggas up with they fly.
Man, niggas get to talking like you been friends 30 years. They love, you see my post about the spot bill sneakers?
Yes.
You know how many niggas hit my DM
about spot bills?
About them spot bills? Grand Pooba is in my comments talking about them spot bills. He He never commented on my page. I don't even know that he was following me. He in my comments telling his spot built story, man. He like, yeah, man, I had them with the
How
motherfucking
does that
backpack
make
and
it?
shit
This
like
is my last question, because bro, we ain't have enough time. I could have been talking to you for 5 hours, nigga.
Right.
Big facts.
Real talk. We definitely.
We have to do a part 2,
definitely.
man.
Whether we
I'm
gotta
with
come
it.
up to
I'm
where
with
you
it.
We'll
at.
come to you.
But we
Yeah,
travel.
We travel.
How did that make you feel when you see niggas commenting? Because you not no groupie ass nigga. So I
Yeah.
want to know how
Based
real
on
niggas
who it
feel when
is,
niggas is commenting on their shit.
based on who it is, it's just the highest form of flattery. I told people that my magazines, I used to collect magazines, Source, XXL.
I had a big collection
My
too.
magazines came to life. Every nigga that I had in the magazines that I was admiring his clothes and shit or admiring him on some, level, I met them niggas. Everybody except for Guru. I met Ghostface. I met Raekwon. I met Sadat X. I met Herb McGruff. I met Grand Poop. I'm talking on the phone with this nigga on FaceTime and shit. Like,
You still collect magazines?
I got friends.
You got the Jay-Z
know that-
XXL one, The Reasonable Doubt?
When I interviewed Kim Osorio, I took a stack of Source magazines and put it in her lap.
Do you got the XXL with Hov on it?
Yes, I got it.
Because I'm asking you, because I was
I
going
do.
to gift it to you. I have it in my closet in my house
do.
in plastic,
I
nigga.
do. I have it.
All right.
I have it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm
I
going to
put
send
a
it to you and
stack
ask
of
you,
I
are you
put a
sure,
stack
nigga?
of Source
I had to
magazines in
give
her
away my
lap.
collection when I moved. I couldn't transport it. I had like over 500 magazines, bro.
That's the only thing I took home from prison.
Mm-hmm.
When I was packing up my shit,
rid of all
it
my
was so many niggas at my door like, yo, what you doing with the magazine? These going home. I'm taking these joints home.
How long you was in jail?
I did a 3 to 9. I did 80 months. My last time I was in
Nigga
prison
said
was
it
in
calm, bro.
2004.
80 months, that's 6 years and some change.
Out of a 3 to 9, yeah. My last stretch that I ended up maxing out was 18 months. I had my mom owned a bookstore, so they not even giving me no problems getting books and magazines in prison because they have to come from a publisher or a bookstore. My mother owned a bookstore. I had the Don Divas. I had all that shit in
What
population.
you got locked up for with your mama owning a bookstore?
I was getting money in the streets, man. I was balling. Balling, man.
You heard what he said. He don't wait for the 21st.
I was balling, man. Come from a family of hustlers, man.
There you
Like,
go.
I was balling, man. Word.
This is part 1 of many, because this could have went 5-6 hours. We have so
I need
many.
them J's too, though. I'm gonna
Those
be on
like
some street
this.
shit. Those look like my size.
I'm
nigga.
dressed down.
Those look like
today.
my size.
I'm dressed
nigga.
down today. I'm just down today. All my sneakers is from like 1987 to like 96. Like that
I ain't seen the low
pocket and
top
shit.
white on
You know
That
what
white.
I'm
shit is
saying?
ill.
But those look like a size 11. They look like a little too
I'm
big.
12.
I knew those were
like, I'm a
I'm 10, you see what I'm saying?
10 and a half.
I know clothes too, niggas. I'm peeping the size. They a little too big for me, pause, but you know what I'm saying?
That's my thing, man. Shout out to Willie Esco, another guy who I held in high regard. Ended up meeting him. Jeff Hamilton, that made the leather jacket.
Jeff Hamilton.
Met him. Went to his.
Who made that shirt you wearing?
This is I bought this in Foot Locker, man. I'm not even a Jordan type of guy like that, but it just
That shit fly though.
It's
I
just
thought it was some other
sequencing with
shit.
the jewelry.
I dress from the feet up. When I get fresh,
Yeah, you got to think
I
about
dress
what you
from the
put on your
up.
feet first.
So
Your
I
feet,
knew I
then
had
your
these
pants.
mics, and I just fill in the blanks.
All right. Fashion nigga, Gully TV, BagFuel,
Jamil.
like, subscribe, super thanks. Maybe he'll ask us to be on his show one day. Maybe
Absolutely.
we'll get
that
big
goes
enough
without
to be
saying.
on Gully TV. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he gonna ask
Yo.
some ill questions.
I got some questions as soon as the camera go off. I got my as soon as the camera go off.
Caught my cookbook. Go get his fucking BagFuel baby sweatshirts. Go to the school app. Sign up for my school. It's ESSO University. It's only $47 a month. Everybody's in there. You're learning. It's popping. I'm hosting May 10th with Big Boss Yee in Brooklyn. Pull up on me. It's the wave, and we out of here.
Get it, yo.